guys, so today I am just going to continue working on this first page for the graphic novel that I'm doing. And I have all the liner already done, so I'll have a link for that video, and today I am coloring it. So as I was doing the line art for this piece, I really wanted to focus on thinking through the colors and the lighting and the mood that I wanted in the final version. And that's something that I think I always kind of do subconsciously for my illustrations, as I'm sort of thinking it through, but it's not really always something that I'm completely aware of. And I'm starting to realize that the more attention I give to it and the more thought and actual decisions that I make in the line art phase, how much easier it is when I finally get to the point where I'm ready to color. And I know that I mentioned that a lot, but I do find that coloring and choosing the right colors. So I knew going into this piece that I wanted it to feel very dark and a little bit claustrophobic, like the space is kind of encroaching in on them. And I knew that I also wanted to have this really dramatic lighting source that was really harsh on them throughout all of the panels. So that way I could have a really bright light, but also really dark shadows to contrast that. But I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. You'll see the lighting in not too long, but right now I'm still kind of getting things all flatted out and everything. So I feel like I didn't really handle the values very well in this page, where I feel like a lot of the stuff is a little bit too dark on dark, and the stuff that I need to stand out isn't really standing out as well, and it's not as clear to read. So I think that that's something that I'm going to focus on a lot better in the future pages that I do, is really focusing on getting the values correct right off the bat. So I think I'm actually going to try a different process for creating all the different pages from now on. And I think that they should all still have the same appearance, but it'll just be a different way of getting to the same goal. And I think that it'll work a little bit better. But what I think I'm planning on is I'd like to do all of the values first and get the shades right, and then add color on top. I think that working that way will help me create a lot stronger of a piece, but it's something that I kind of tried but never could really get used to. So I'm definitely going to have to do a few practice pieces that way. So I think I'll have some more videos where I kind of try that process out and see if I can get it to work for me. And then hopefully I will be able to use that in all of my pages, and it'll go a lot smoother and quicker is what I'm hoping for. And one thing that I know that I definitely do not want to do on any of my future pages, and you may have noticed, but there are no spaces for the speech bubbles because I did not plan those out at all. I kind of sort of thought about it as I was doing the line art, but then I was like, I'll just draw all of it, because then if I need to reposition the speech bubbles, then I can. But that is just so much more time that it takes to draw a lot of stuff that you're not going to be able to see at all. So that's definitely something that I'm not going to let myself do on the next ones. So I'll make sure that I have all of the font and the words that they're going to say written out, and then the speech bubbles. That way I know that I have it big enough and everything, and that's just all figured out. And then I'll do the line art and the coloring, and that way I can be able to have it look really nice still, but I bet I could have shaved off a couple hours at least from not drawing everything that was going to end up being behind the speech bubbles. Well, maybe at least an hour. Anyways, so that's something that will help my future pages go quicker, I think, and that's something that I really need to work on, because this one took a long time. And that's another thing that I really need to sketch out and have planned before I put any speech bubbles in, and that's how they're actually gonna look. And there's just so many ways that I can show speech bubbles, and I want them to look really good and have this really good visual impact, but not be too distracting from the actual image, and to not take too long to draw out. So that's something that I'm gonna really need to get right and figure out. That way they are gonna be consistent and the same throughout all of the pages. And I found that in past little graphic novel pages that I've done, there have been ways that I've done the speech bubble where I really loved it and I thought it looked amazing, but it just took so long to do each one. It was ridiculous. So I think that's something that I need to kind of find the balance between, where it looks really good and it fits well with the aesthetic of the whole piece, but also something that I can produce quickly and not have to spend a ton of time working on such a relatively unimportant detail. So that's something that I'll do a lot of sketches beforehand and then put those into this page, and then I can continue that same style throughout the whole piece, and they'll really look very continuous, and everything will match and it'll look really solid together. And this is kind of the point where I feel like it could have been done fairly quickly if I had just really been aware of what I needed to fix and do and just get that done and move on. But I feel like I did not do that. I was really reworking a lot of stuff and kind of getting lost in retrying the same things over and over again and retrying to fix this one detail that really wasn't that important, and I just kind of redo the colors over and over again, or the shadows. So yeah, I feel like I ended up adding a couple more hours onto the length of creating this page that I needed to. And that's really something that I need to be super aware of as I'm working on these pages, is because I'm doing so many pages that the longer each one takes, the longer the entire project ends up taking. And I really do need to get it done in a fairly reasonable amount of time. So I'm definitely going to be more aware of what things I'm kind of getting caught up on so that I can be more conscious about that on my next pieces, and I can really think more about it and be like, no, I need to slow down, stop, and fix this one thing, and then I can move on and not fixate over the same things, and just be able to finish these pages instead of reworking stuff that doesn't need to be reworked. Anyway, that is about it for the artwork for this page. I still have to do the speech bubbles and the words like I did say, and hopefully I won't make that take longer than it actually needs to be. So I'm really excited about working on the next pages, so I want to move on and get ready for those. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you can catch all my future art videos, and until then I will see you at my next one.